Hi. The reason I began coaching all those years ago was because I found most women couldn't apply what they'd learnt in the seminars and workshops into their everyday life. You're just about to hear from some women that have been coached or being coached, and they're all different and they've all benefited in different ways. So have a listen to their experiences. I believe coaching can help you put in place those new habits that you want for life transformation.
Well, for many years, probably for about 20 years, I've been struggling with anxiety and some depression. And even though I ended up training as a psychologist and a counsellor, and I've worked in the field for a long time and employed many different strategies, I found that I was still having the same struggles. So I decided to do the coaching because as I did the workshop, there were many things that I learnt, and a lot of them I already knew in my head, I'd known for a long time, but I wasn't putting them into practice. And I am struggling with it, but if I didn't have Peter's help, I probably would have already given up and just continued on the way that I've always been. And then I guess through the workshop, I started thinking, if I don't do something now and if I don't be really serious about this, if I don't put, in a sense, my money where my mouth is, if I don't put these things into practice, then I am going to end up having a heart attack, having a nervous breakdown, being sick. I already have different physical illnesses and things like that, which I know are due to stress. So that's why I did sign up to coaching, because even though, again, initially I thought someone else might need it more than me, I realised I always do that. I always put other people before me, and I do really need it. I get very caught up in doing things and think, I'll do that next, I'll just wait till I finish this and then I'll do something else. But when we have somebody encouraging us, it keeps us on track. And because it takes so long it's so difficult to break, I guess, habits of a lifetime of just being busy and getting stressed and all those things that we tend to do, having somebody there to remind you to stop and to create this new habit, it's imperative. And it's like having somebody on the sidelines cheering you on, and when you do fall over, which you will numerous times, you've got someone there to help pick you up and to help you to keep reaching towards that goal. Initially, with the cost of coaching, I think like everybody, and when it comes to money, you think, oh, can I afford this? Is it going to be worth it? And those things did cross my mind. But then again, as a psychologist, I know what psychologists charge for their hourly rate. And then when I was thinking about, well, how many times do I have to run down to the Chinese massage to get a massage because I'm so tense and stressed out? Or how many times do I maybe spend money on coffee and chocolate because I'm trying to just pick myself up and things like that? I realised the cost of what Peter is charging is really minute, and it is worth every single cent. I think we don't put value on things sometimes unless they cost something. Spending more time with God, I'm getting to know Him more intimately. I'm giving Him time as well. And I think that's the thing too, that we might look at cost and those sorts of factors, but what it really is it's allowing us to create space and time with our God.
I had been suffering with depression for a lot of my life, but anxiety had been the previous 12 months. And I was at a point where it was affecting me every day. I wasn't able to breathe properly. I was constantly nauseated, headaches, overwhelmed by fear all the time. I signed up to do 6 months of coaching. I knew that this is what I needed to do because I wasn't motivated enough within myself to do it without the coaching. And the coaching provided me with great encouragement. It was just so nice to have Peter come along the journey with me and be right by my side. And at the end of the 6 months coaching, my anxiety had pretty much disappeared. So the GMs were just amazing, and I wasn't having any of the symptoms. I was no longer fearful. Being able to learn the technique of doing the GM, it just overcame everything, spending that time resting and de-stressing. I had no problem with the cost because I knew from that first GM that I had done that this is something that I had been on several medications for my anxiety and nothing could slow my heart rate down. And in the first GM, when that's what it did, I knew that no matter what the cost was, it was going to be worth it. And it's such good value. And as a woman, I don't spend that much money on myself. It's always my family first. And by putting that into my life, it's also benefited my family.
And I'm usually somebody who can apply things pretty well in my own life, but at that stage I was going through some pretty rugged life things, and I really felt that I would benefit from some coaching just to keep me on track and just to help me really get it into my life so that it became natural. I thought it was just going to help me in little day-to-day things that were getting on top of me. I had a difficult work situation. I was going through a divorce at the time, and my mum also had a terminal illness which was coming to an end. And I just had no idea how it was going to help me with all those things. Even if it was more than the price I paid, it's still really well worth it. And the reason is that you're getting something that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. And not only yourself, the overflow from the benefits to yourself is going to flow over into your family, your friends, your workmates. Anybody you come in contact with is going to benefit from the new way that you deal with things. And so if any money you spend is well worth something like that. It's much more valuable in terms of your life than a new dress or a cut and colour, whatever it is that's special for you. Thanks to Peter and our precious Heavenly Father, marvellous.
Not stressed, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, and that really just pays off on my family. Yeah.
I've had a really good look at my life.
I've known all this stuff for a long time. I haven't been putting it into practice. Now, it's either do it or, choose life or choose death. And I'm choosing life. I really would recommend coaching to anyone. And I would say that if you're really serious about wanting to make a change, do it. Do it for yourself, and do it so that you can be all that God has created you to be. And if you keep putting it off, you'll put it off for the rest of your life.
Marvellous.
Okay.